some people are frozen, some people are paralyzed, and main thing, even if you aren't in that group, everyone is just off their game, and they're trying to search for the next way to get business and generate more business. So, in as far let's start with marketing and kind of lead gen. How is your team transitioning for a post-coronavirus world in terms of how are you filling up your backpack now for July and August in terms of marketing, whether that's social media or lead gen? Is it something as basic as the old dial for dollars concept and stuff? So I'll kind of open that to you, and then we'll kind of go wherever you take us on that.
Yeah. So I think whether you're an agent or whether you're a lender or an attorney on the call, I think for all of us right now, it's back to your database. If you already have a database-driven business, then how can that operate on a shoestring budget? Like, how can you take an event and do a virtual cooking class where it doesn't cost you for the venue, it doesn't cost you for the food, but it's still a connection with your clients? How can you get people to call you? For Mother's Day, we're doing a reverse 100 call where the 100th caller gets a Dyson hairdryer for a Mother's Day giveaway. So then people are calling us. So I'd look at your lead gen and say, how can I connect with my realtors without spending money, but still have that connection? Right now, Matt's right. Like, if you think about the guys, the soccer team, we heard this on that same call, the soccer team that got stuck in the caves last year. Everybody saw it on the news. They were going on a hike. What's interesting is they stopped at a gas station and got enough food that was equivalent of 4 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. When the water started flooding in the caves, they realized, well, we don't know when we're going to get out of the caves. So when most of those boys got out of those caves, they still had the equivalent of 1.5 peanut butter sandwiches. Why? Because they didn't know how long they were going to be in the cave. And so they were in survival mode on as little as they could, so they came out alive, right? So some of you are saying, well, I'm already thriving. Well, Matt's right. You're thriving because of things you did before this all started. So right now, how can you make your backpack of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches last you? To be determined. We've never experienced a pandemic, so I would double down on your calls. If you typically make 10 calls a day, make 20. If you typically make 20, make 40. I also think people are home. So just a simple care call to folks just to say, hey, you know, Chris, I know things are different for you. I just want to know how I can support you. I got a note from Chris in the mail the other day that was just I'm grateful for you. You know, I wouldn't be able, whatever, just a simple card. So I would say get back to basics, double down on your lead gen, and that's how you're going to get your unfair share right now. The folks that come out of this are really going to focus on activities. What I would also tell you is brush up on your skills, because some of the objections we're going to get now are different than we've ever gotten. So why do I buy now? I'm scared to sell now. Is it safe? I mean, you've got to have objection handlers for all those objections, so you can still get people back to their motivation, because there are still people who have to buy and have to sell. You just have to guide them through that process. Contract to close, I think it's the same thing. It's a skill of how do I keep this deal together. So, I mean, if you're going to do one thing and one thing only, I'd say pick up the phone and lead generate right now.